And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Market Recap. Still Monday, August the 29th, 2022. My name's John. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Take a little deep breath. The day is over. 4 left this week. Only 4 days to work next week. We're all going to take Monday off. It's Labor Day next Monday here in the U.S. Make sure you take some time and do something nice for yourself. We work very hard at this. We all certainly deserve it. Thank you for all of you that attended the group session today. There you all are. I couldn't see the chat for a minute there. I thought I was all alone here. Hopefully you had a good trading day. Of course, we're always hoping for your success, and I'm just going to take a look and see what these markets did today. We had a couple of things we were going to look at this morning. I think we were looking at the possible value area special situation play playing out in gold. We also had a potential repair day in gold. We ended up in repair, not quite finishing the value area special situation play. We will see that today in the charts, but as far as news is concerned, stocks have tried to trim some of the losses from overnight as they attempt recovery after Friday's, what I'm calling the Powell punch. Members of the Fed that said that recent volatility of the past few years is, basically based on supply disruptions. Of course, the pandemic, inflation. This is going to persist for many years, they're saying. The steady growth of the past may just be that, a thing of the past. Equities, mini S&Ps closed up down unofficially 26 points today at minus 0.68%. NASDAQ down 130 today, down 1%. And the yield, the Dow down 186 today, again unofficially down 0.6%. So back to, a lot of the things that the talking feds have been saying, some of the things that they're thinking. They're thinking that the task of managing macroeconomic policy is going to be drastically more difficult in the coming years. There's a lot of uncertainty out there in the world and of course in the markets these days, and it does seem as though their task of maintaining stable pricing and full employment seems to be getting a little bit more and more difficult today. So these predictions are usually overblown. I don't think that we're necessarily, well, at least I hope we're not going to be necessarily dealing with this for, as they're saying, many years, or steady growth being a thing of the past. I think we can get to it. It's just a matter of doing the right things. Policy, of course, is going to be a big part of that. As far as the markets today, crude supply fears drive price to June levels. We haven't seen those levels in about a month, up about 4% today. The S&Ps, well, we did close the weekend gap. That we did do. And we did try and recover some of the losses. We did take a little bit of a dive into the close here. NASDAQ did. I don't think we actually did close the weekend gap. And again, the attempt to recover some of the overnight losses ended in some feeble attempts at the end of the day here. Gold finds repair, but stops short of the value area special situation play. We will be checking that out shortly. The euro, balance, more balance, a tiny little daily range today. The 10-year rates remain firm, so no gap fill in the 10-year. Kind of a small range and lower pricing, of course. And natural gas, no change in value. 5th day in a row with settlement almost in a straight line, just kind of settling every day, very close to the previous day's settlement. We're going to see that on the charts. I'm finding it fascinating. I always find the markets fascinating. There's always more to know, more to learn. And once we do get the right answers, the market's going to change the questions. If you like the market recap, hit the lucky like button. Share, comment, questioning, feedback, heckling, and love are always welcome. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get notifications when we do go live. Good afternoon, everyone. Hang on, let me turn that thing off, if you can even hear it. Glitter Sandwich, good to see you this afternoon. Took long when the ES broke the initial balance up to fill the gap. So close to being funded. Take your time. You'll get there. Just take your time. If you focus on that, it's going to make it harder to get there. I'm looking forward to that day and that moment, Glitter Sandwich. We're all going to be very proud of you. Tachyon up 202 for the combine today. Sometimes recklessness works out. Yes, but be careful, because the next time you're having that feeling of being reckless, you're going to remember this time when it worked out for you. And I can tell you from my experience, the vast majority of times when I get reckless, if I start to trade outside my plan, if I get revengeful, fear of missing out, all of those things tend to have the opposite effect. Just take it easy, Tachyon. The Rooster got crushed today, had the right direction, just wrong entry levels. Need to be more patient. Today was hard, especially like in the equities. We don't see days where the initial balance is extended on both sides. We talked about that a little bit this morning. It's about 90 to 95%, where one extreme of the initial balance remains one of the extremes for the day. That did not happen today. Now, we were kind of thinking we were going to try and find some sort of range-bound activity for the market to kind of lick its wounds from the Powell punch on Friday. And we did find range, but we did apparently need to extend outside the initial balance on both sides. Caught me thinking breakout on a couple of times there, but really did remain nicely range bound today. Bill Phillips, good afternoon. George, good afternoon. Getting my bearings after a good day on the practice field. Good afternoon. Great coaching sessions. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. If you haven't been to group coaching, come join us one of these days. I think it's a great session, and I always learn a lot. Let me get the link up here for you. I always learn a lot. There's nobody that knows everything. I certainly don't know everything. Anybody who says they know everything is probably lying to you, of course. And we don't want to do that. Here is the link to group coaching. Tomorrow we have Make Hogue Money. And I'm going to see if I can get a couple of special participants for Thursday's Make Hogue Money. Tomorrow is Make Hogue Money. Here is the link so you can get the link to Make Hogue Money. Here it is again. First link is group coaching, which, by the way, we will not be having on Wednesday. I am going to be out of the office on Wednesday, so again, no group coaching on Wednesday. My apologies, but we'll get right back to it the following, Wednesday, because we're not going to be working on Monday because it's Labor Day. Everybody's going to take the day off and do something nice for themselves. But you got Make Hogue Money tomorrow and Thursday. Again, I'm going to see if I can get a couple of special guests for us on Thursday to join. Das Wetter was schön. Today it was, das Wetter was schlecht, but is now schön. George. Mason, getting my bearings after a good day on the practice field. Nice. Did I get screwed up here somewhere? I think I saw some. All right, Mason. Well, it's always a good thing. Bron. Good afternoon. Vince, good afternoon. Nicholas, afternoon. Eric Hill up 600 on step 2 with only 3 trades. Nice job, Eric Hill. You're going to get there. Alan get locked out today. Ouch. Good afternoon. My brother Rick is with us. Love you, Rick. Edward, hi all. Any thoughts on express funded account versus conventional funded? Well, yeah, I mean, you have the option to do either. It's a lot faster for us to get the express funded account ready for you, and you're still going to be earning money. The regular funded account takes a little bit longer to get the account started, but you are actually actually trading in the live market. And either way, you can make money. Vince Brainerd stirred it up. They're doing a lot of that lately, aren't they? Those talking feds. Eric Hill, any replays of group coaching? Yes. Email me, Eric, at jhoagland@topstep.com, JHOAGLAND at topstep.com, and I'll be happy to send you the recording of today's group coaching. Are the markets open all day on Friday? Yes, they are. There's abbreviated markets and most of the markets on Monday, but Rick, I've told everybody they're going to take the day off and you can start trading again on Tuesday. We're taking Monday off. It's going to be very low participation, no volume, illiquid, and probably very small ranges unless something goofy happens. So markets are open all day on Friday, though. Yep. Okay. Let's jump into the charts. Let's see what's happening. What's happening? What's the buzz? All right. So we tried to recover some of those losses from last night in the S&Ps. We were noticing on the preliminary open interest that it was an additional 20,000 in open interest. When we got to the final in the open interest on the bulletin, we noticed it was not. It was an additional 20,000. There was only 3,200 additional contracts created on this big move to the downside. Volume was high in futures, not so much in the New York Stock Exchange. So the fullness of this break to the downside has been now somewhat diminished. In my opinion, it didn't do as good a job on this downward push as we originally thought. Here's what we did today. Opening lower, we did close the regular trading hour session gap. That's about all we did to the upside. And we just kind of opened and rotated higher and lower and higher and back to lower. Kind of putting up some higher lows and higher highs here. No spikes on either side here, just a kind of a relatively normal trading day. We did extend the initial balance below and above the initial balance here, so not really a normal trading day, a normal variation day, but no real directional activity. Take a look at crude oil. So yeah, we get a pretty good boost in crude oil today, about 4%, closing up above weekly kickoff high. Fears of supply issues in the winds. Here we open. Don't remember if we opened and left the opening range at the low of the session. Let's give that a look. I believe we may have. 738. No, we did not. No, we looked below. We looked below at first. Well, yeah, I think we looked below at first, could not continue, and then pow, the move to the upside began. So perhaps a new market state here for us. Lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, higher highs. We have to see how this thing plays out and what happens at the API and the EIA tomorrow and Wednesday, respectively. Here's the NASDAQ. Another kind of feeble attempt at a return to. It didn't necessarily close the overnight the gap. So these two bars here are post cash close. So we did not really, in my opinion, truly close the gap here in the NASDAQ. We stopped just short of it a couple of times. So no gap close for the NASDAQ. And again, really just trying to settle in, trying to find some sort of equilibrium where buyers and sellers can meet. I think it did a pretty good job of that today. But again, we are still waiting for the data deluge later on in the week, and we're going to have to see how things continue to play out. I wish, if I had my druthers, I would put a gag order on the talking feds. What the heck do they know anyway? Gold. So this was our market. We were looking for a value area special situation play. Testing below weekly kickoff low, no acceptance. Here's when it happened, was in the overnight. Maybe some pretty decent volume on that, but rejecting before the regular trading hour session market opened. We did leave the opening range at the low of the session here, closed the gap immediately, found acceptance inside value, looking for the market to finish the value area special situation play, which it did not trade all the way to the high of volume value. Did, however, do what the other thing that we mentioned was, well, point of control, high volume node. Another high volume node here, and yet another high volume node here, but all we did all day was repair, and more repair. Low volume, just hanging around to see if there's any more business to do there. Euro. Balance, range, consolidation, chop, whatever you want to call it, it's difficult to trade. Take a look at this 30-minute chart. Very narrow range. No real big opportunities. Settlement. 5 settlements all on the same screen. Don't see that often. Here's another one up here. Don't see that often. Where are we? Weekly kickoff high. Weekly kickoff low. Where are we going with that? Just not easy trade. Look at the 10-year. No real recovery of the lows from last night. Here's the 30. No gap close. Just hanging around last week's low. Finally treating it as a degree of resistance, but a very small range. Looking for information. And it's going to get some later on in the week. Natural gas. Range bound, indecisive. So we looked at last week's low as an area of excess. We got our area of excess right after the open, right back into range. No change as far as the area or zone of value that we had on Friday. In another market, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlements, all nice in a row, like a bunch of ducks. We're going to run out of our ability to facilitate trade here at some point. All those little duckies in a row. So, if you remember, this was the day when Hurricane Katrina 2005 slammed into the Gulf Coast. One of the people that was rescued from that was Fats Domino. He said he was going to stay there the whole time. As far as music is concerned, we have Kyle Cook, who's a guitarist from Matchbox 20. Everybody seems to like Matchbox 20. It's his birthday today. It's Michael Jackson's birthday. He was born in 1958 in Hammond, Indiana, if I remember right. If you guys know of a band called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, their keyboardist, Dick Halligan, it's his birthday today, born in 1943. Anything else? Anything noticeable as far as Ariana Grande 2018 hit number one on the UK album chart with her fourth studio album, Sweetener. In 2006, the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was voted the best number one album of all time by the British public. The album, released in 1967, topped the poll to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the UK album chart. Everybody remembers Lou Bega with Mambo Number 5. That was 1999 when that hit number one on the charts. 1999. It was originally recorded and composed by Perez Prado in 1949. Mambo Number 5. 1994, Oasis released their debut album, which went on to spend 177 weeks on the UK chart. Everybody loved Oasis. 1992, U2 became became only the second act ever. Billy Joel was the first to play at Yankee Stadium in New York City. 1990, Elton John checked into a rehab center in Chicago to receive treatment for bulimia, alcohol, and drugs. He seems to be doing okay now. If anybody remembers Rick Astley, debut album Never Gonna Give You Up started a 5-week run at number one in the UK singles chart. Huh. 1977, 3 people were arrested in Memphis after trying to steal Elvis's body. Yikes. Who'd do that? That's enough of that. All right. I'm frozen. Oh, no. It looks like I thought it looked like it was frozen. He just rickrolled us. Rick Astley. All right. Well, tomorrow, what do we have on the docket for data? Case-Shiller Home Price Index, 8 a.m. Central. FHFA Home Price Index, 8 a.m. Central. Consumer Confidence, 9 a.m. Central. We'll be in Make Hogue Money when Consumer Confidence comes out, as well as the job openings and labor turnovers. We've got John Williams, one of the talking feds, speaking at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So we've got our tasks ahead of us. Get a good night's sleep. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Make sure you say a prayer for peace in the world and in yourself. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning for the market forecast. We do have Make Hogue Money tomorrow. Remember, Wednesday, we'll have JD, the Dancing Bear, John Doherty, doing the market forecast and the market recap, but no group coaching on Wednesday. So my apologies again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 7:45 on this same bat channel. And get a good night's sleep. Have a good night.